When should I take the MCAT? That's a very common question I hear from both premeds and parents alike. And the way that we like to do it at Med School Insiders is starting with the end goal in mind of actually getting into med school. So you first want to decide, do you want to get into med school straight through, as in you don't take any gap year right after you graduate from college as a senior, sometime around May or June, you're going to start med school that August or September. Option 2 is you want to take one or more gap years, meaning that after you graduate, you're going to have more than a year off before you start med school. Because based on this decision, that will then tell us, working backwards, when is the best time to take the MCAT. And for those who are new here, I'm Dr. Kevin Jubal, CEO and founder of Med School Insiders. I scored in the 99.9th percentile on my MCAT, got into multiple top 10 med schools, attended my dream program with full scholarship, and want to help you do the same. So first, let's go through the traditional timeline of just going straight through from college to med school with no gap year. And the reason I say traditional like this is because it's actually less common nowadays. So back when I was applying to med school, almost half of students went straight through. I went straight through myself. And nowadays, only a quarter of students do. That means 3/4 of students take one or more gap years between college and starting med school. So there's no right or wrong here. There's pros and cons to both. But in this video, we're talking just about when to take the MCAT. If you're going straight through, you're going to have to apply at the end of your junior year because the medical school application process takes more than a year from when you submit your application to when you actually start med school. So at the end of your junior year, around May and June, you're going to be working on your application and submitting your application. Then after that, in July, you'll get secondaries. You'll start getting interview invites around August, begin those interviews in August and September. Those interviews will continue into the new year. And then by March and April, you'll make your final decisions and choose which school you're going to commit the next 4 years of your life to. And then later in the fall is when you actually start. So it takes a bit more than a year from when you start the process to when you actually start med school. Now, with that in mind, you want to take the MCAT before you apply. You technically can take the MCAT after you submit your application, but the issue is that it takes about a month for your scores to actually come in. So if you submit your application first week of June, as we recommend you should, and you wait for your MCAT score to come out, it'll come out early July. But the issue is that the schools can't begin processing your actual application until it is fully verified by the AAMC. So it's functionally like submitting your application much later than you actually did. And that puts you behind in terms of rolling admissions. So we don't recommend you take the MCAT when you apply, and definitely not after you apply. So the 2 times that we recommend if you're going straight through would be number 1, during the spring of junior year. We're talking March, April, May of that application year. Or option 2 is late summer / early fall of junior year, usually around September. Now there are distinct pros and cons to each, and many students default to just doing it in the spring of junior year because, hey, applications are coming up soon, and therefore I should probably get my MCAT done. But there are a few downsides, really big downsides with this. Number 1 is you're taking other coursework. In spring quarter or spring semester, you have other courses you need to take. This is also why we suggest that ideally students make a decision about whether they want to take a gap year or not by the end of their freshman year so that we can strategize on things like whether or not they need summer coursework and also, of course, extracurricular strategy. And sure, you can take a lighter load during that quarter or semester, but you're still taking classes. Then on top of that, you're also working on your med school application. And that's not something you want to rush. You want to spend a couple months on your personal statement ideally to give it time to just marinate and come back to it with fresh eyes. You don't want to rush your personal statement in just 2 weeks. To have the best med school application, the strongest letters of recommendation, the best personal statement, the best work and activity sections, and so on and so forth, you need to give it a lot of time. And that's going to take several months to really get it right. But the main upside of taking it at this time, the spring of junior year, is that you will have completed all of your medical school prerequisites, or at least the medical school prerequisites that are tested on the MCAT. Because for your MCAT, you have 4 sections: Bio-Biochem, Chem-Phys, Psych-Soc, and CARS. CARS is essentially your critical analysis and reasoning section. Think of it as a very challenging reading comprehension section that you can't quite directly take coursework for, but those first 3 sections, the biology, biochemistry, the psychology, sociology, and the chemistry and physics, you of course do have college coursework that directly feeds into that. So that's one option. The other option that I think is usually a better choice is actually taking the MCAT in September at the beginning of junior year. Now there are distinct advantages and disadvantages, and this is not for everyone, so you have to make a very tailored decision for yourself that we'll get to shortly. So the reason I like this time is that, first of all, you have the full summer to dedicate fully on the MCAT. And sure, you can do either a light course if you wanted to, or some lighter extracurriculars, again, if you wanted to, but we generally recommend that you dedicate full focus on just the MCAT for about 3 months. Because all things being equal, we find that students generally perform better on the MCAT over shorter periods, like 3 months, with full focus, rather than longer periods like 6 months with partial focus. The reason being, there's the Ebbinghaus forgetting curve. Over time, you're going to forget information. And there are many methods that we use, including active recall with spaced repetition and other active learning techniques that you can find on our Med School Insiders Study Strategies playlist. These are all backed by the scientific evidence. These are the things that actually work. But you still are going to forget more across 6 months than you will across 3 months. So there is a distinct advantage to spending less time, 3 months, focused just on the MCAT. And 3 to 6 months is normally the ideal time frame that we recommend to most students. Again, you can go shorter or longer than that, but most of the time it'll be somewhere between 3 to 6 months. Now, while there is this massive advantage of focusing exclusively on the MCAT during the summer, there is one significant disadvantage, which is that after taking only 2 years of college, your freshman and sophomore year, you generally will not have completed all of your medical school prerequisites, at least the prerequisites that are actually tested on the MCAT. So while you have the advantage of focusing on the MCAT, you don't have all the coursework that is going to be tested on the MCAT. Not every student should therefore be taking the MCAT in the September of their junior year, because if that student is struggling with some of these core science courses that are tested on the MCAT, then self-studying the ones that they haven't taken yet, probably not a good idea, and they're not going to perform as optimally. However, if a student is doing quite strongly in these science medical school prerequisites, and they have no issue with their biology or biochemistry and OChem and so on and so forth, and they feel that they can tackle these courses on their own through self-study, like with various resources and books, like our MCAT course as an example, then we suggest they do take it during this time. It's not always easy to know where you stand, so I'll give you some general guidelines, but we do work with students in helping them decipher this. So number one, what's your GPA? If you have a 3.5 or lower across your science classes, we generally recommend you do not do this and you take it instead after completing more prereqs. If you have a 3.7 or higher, it's a lot safer to say you're probably well equipped to actually handle this on your own. If you're between a 3.5 or a 3.7, it's more of a gray area. Now, don't rely just on your GPA, of course. You should also just think about how you feel on these various science courses. If you've taken Physics 1 as an example, and you really struggled, then you probably don't want to self-study on the Physics 2 content that will be tested on the MCAT. Keep in mind though, on the MCAT, you are tested mostly on Physics 1, and on Physics 2, it's more of like a selection of some key core concepts. But even still, if you're struggling with physics overall, that's just higher risk for you to self-study that Physics 2 content. Now, for the students who want to go straight through and take the MCAT also during September of junior year because they understand those key advantages of studying for the MCAT during summer without distractions of their med school application as well as other coursework, many of those students can actually benefit from taking some lighter coursework during the summer between freshman and sophomore year. Because now you can actually work towards filling in some of those gaps that you're going to have for your medical school prerequisites for when you take the MCAT by using that time intentionally. You shouldn't just take coursework during summer, you still want to focus on your extracurriculars, and we can help you strategize as to what those extracurriculars can and should look like, but taking one additional course during this time is often not a bad idea. Now let's move on to taking one gap year between college and med school. In this case, you'd have to apply to med school at the end of your senior year. Because of course, at the end of senior year, that's when you graduate, you're going to submit in June, and then you'll be doing your application all the way from June until the next year around April when you make your final decisions. And then that fall of that following year is when you'll start med school. So working backwards from there, again, you want to take the MCAT before you submit your application. And the two main options are, again, the spring of your senior year or the fall at the beginning of your senior year. In this instance, assuming the student has completed their medical school prerequisites, or at least the ones that will be tested on the MCAT, then taking it in September and studying the whole summer is of course going to be the preferred option. There are some edge cases here with certain extracurriculars and summer obligations and things like that, or for students who haven't taken all of their medical school prerequisites, at least again, the ones that are tested on the MCAT. But now you're really reducing the downside of taking the MCAT in September. And by taking it in the spring, you still have those same downsides from earlier, which is that number one, you're taking other coursework, and number two, you're working on your medical school application. Now look, I know how confusing and overwhelming all of this can be, but I made it really easy for you. I'm going to give you a custom tailored template absolutely for free. Go to premedtimeline.com or click the link in the description. And the tool is going to ask you a few questions. Do you plan on taking a gap year? What's your GPA? So on and so forth. And then it'll give you a customized template just for you. I hope you enjoy.